Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marissa and I am the creator here behind Missouri Makes. You can find knitting and crochet podcasts here on my channel, as well as tips and tutorials and even life stuff every once in a while. Sometimes I put out a podcast, sometimes I put out a tutorial, or the past 2 weeks I put out videos on 10 free spring patterns for crochet and then 10 free spring patterns for knitting, which I will have linked down in the description box down below. And I try my best to put out at least one podcast episode a month right now. I have been putting out one video a week for a little while now because that is about the only thing I can do right now, brain space wise. In this video I have work in progresses, half finished objects if you want to count it that. I have shop updates, and yeah, I have lots of yarn to show you that will be in the new shop update if you are interested. Let's go ahead and do work in progresses first so that you can see what I've been working on. Now, I will say right now, I have probably 10 whips going right now. And out of all of them, I have the desire to finish one. That's it. I am in the mood of wanting to just rip it out and do something else with it, or quite honestly donate it and be done with it. I have been in a funk with my crochet and knit stuff for a little while now, and it is a struggle to get anything finished. I have to force myself to finish it. I don't know exactly why. It's just something that I've been going through right now. I've lost my Crojo and whatever you want to call your knit mojo, whatever. I've lost it, and it's been gone for a little while. And I guess what I wanted to do in this video is kind of share some tips and tricks on how to get it back, because right now I am starting to feel my knitting mojo come back. My crochet mojo is, I have none right now. I don't want to crochet, but I am starting to get my knit mojo back, and I thought that I would kind of share my process with you in case you are struggling as well. And you can take this for your crochet or knitting, either one, but right now for me it's knitting. So I will show you the stuff that has either been on my needles or my hook in the past month. I have, like I said, I have several whips, but I will show you what I have worked on in the past month. And so this I have been talking about for probably 2 months now, and I shared a photo on Instagram. You can find my Instagram link down in the description box down below, where you can see all of the stuff that I post. And I'm not as active as I would like to be on Instagram. I am more of a observer. I like to see other people's things. But this is something that I posted on Instagram, and it's something I've been talking about on the channel for a couple months, and that is my finger weight knitted sweater. This is my own pattern. I have all of the numbers and stuff written up. I just haven't written the pattern yet because I started it and then got stuck in an area, and I've just been procrastinating about working on it. But as you could tell in the last podcast episode, I think it was, I got a sleeve done. I have one sleeve to go, but I finished the body of my sweater, and it hits me. This has been washed and blocked because I wanted to check my gauge to make sure everything was still going right. it fits the lengthwise exactly the way I wanted it. The sleeves have a slight balloon effect, puffiness, which I don't mind. And then I've got the cuff here that is cinched in so that it doesn't fall down on my hands. It's cinched in on my wrist. It is not too tight. I'm not going to put it on right now, but if you look, it's not too tight. It fits perfectly around my wrist. And I did the stretchy bind off for my wrist, and I did the stretchy bind off for my bottom of my sweater. And the ribbing on my sweater is purl one regularly, that word is hard for me to say, and then knit through the back loop because I like the twisted stitch look. And that is what I did. It's 1 by 1. And I did that for the neck, cuff, and ribbing on the bottom for this sweater. All I have to do is one sleeve, and then I will be done. The only thing that's stopping me from getting it on the needles now is the fact that I have to wind up. I have to take pictures of the yarn that I have dyed, then wind it up, and start in. And that's what is keeping me from doing it. I just haven't done the other steps to get it done. I did not use a heel skein for the bottom of the sweater, but I will have to crack into the 4th skein for this. It is got a lot of positive ease, which is the way I like it. That if you haven't noticed, all winter, this winter, I wear this specific hoodie a lot, and this hoodie is a 2X, I believe, and I can fit into a large to 1X depending on how the shirt's made. So I like a lot of positive ease in my shirts. So having positive ease in this, it makes me happy. I do like that. And I can't wait till I get that sleeve finished so that I can wear it. Because I put it on to try it on to see how it fit me. And I can say I am not a fan of making finger weight knitted sweaters, but I am a fan of how they feel. It is one of the most comfortable sweaters I have ever worn. And for that reason right there, I will probably knit another figure weight sweater sometime in the future. Maybe next winter I may knit another finger weight sweater. My next project, I don't know if I told you, this is my own hand-dyed yarn. It is like, to me, I call it a stormy gray. It is variegated or tonal, and it's got pinky purple speckles all throughout the yarn. I am completely in love with this color and will probably make other things with this colorway. Okay, so the next thing that I have for you. Okay, so I did a unboxing video or unbagging, whatever you want to call it, on Lovecraft's cotton. I don't have a skein like offhand right by me, but this is from the project that I'm working on, because I have a tonal set that I'm working on, but this is a different set that I got, and this is paint box yarn in Cotton DK. And in the video I talked about how it doesn't feel like a DK, it feels like a sport, which is fun. It's just a little bit thinner than what I expected. And so I do have a video on unboxing or unbagging that yarn. It'll be linked down in the description box down below if I remember. And I got a blue, gray, white tonal set in my package. There are 5 different colors, and I am on color 3. There's 10 in the tonal set that I bought. There was 10 skeins, 5 colors, so 2 skeins of each color. And this right here, all of that white, is 2 skeins minus probably about 10, maybe 12 grams. Because my goal was to take out 10 to 12 grams of each color and make tassels to go on the sides or on the edges, because it has ripples and I wanted to put tassels on it, but I wanted to do a gradient of tassels, like one of each color on each side. And so that is what this is. It looks so much better on camera than what my eyes are seeing. I guess because I have worked on it for so long. I can get, for the amount of time that I put into this is maybe a week's worth. I can get through 2 skeins a day with doing other things around the house. I can probably get through 2 skeins a day, or maybe a little bit more. And so this part of it didn't take that long. I'm just procrastinating about it. I have this much left of this skein. I need to weigh it to see how much to hold back. How many more rows to do. Where's my crochet hook? I am using a 4.5 millimeter. I don't know if it focuses or not, but I am using a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook to go with it. And I've heard different comments on this yarn. I've heard that it dries your hands out, or it's stiff, or it's more like kitchen cotton or whatever. Yes, you can use this for kitchen cotton. I don't see a problem in it. But at the same time, this yarn, to me, it's not like grade A top quality cotton, but it is not the kitchen cotton that you get from Walmart. It feels nice on the skin. It's not rough. It doesn't dry my hands out. Now, I don't necessarily have skin issues with my hands besides them drying out in the winter because it's cold. My hands get dried out. That's just because of the weather. I don't necessarily have skin problems, and so I don't have problems with it drying my hands out. It is easy to work with. I have not had it split on me yet. Let's see. It is made up, I don't know how many strands that is, but that is multiple strands in one thing. And I've never had it split on me. It's wound tightly enough. I don't have any problems with that. It feels nice. It didn't come to the house stinky. The yarn is nice. And for the price I paid, it was either 25 or 30% off, which that's the way I like to buy my stuff, is on sale. I paid $21 for 10 skeins of yarn. You can't beat that anywhere you go. Unless the yarn is clearanced out, you're not going to find that. And I think that for US, I think it is $65 for free shipping. I didn't pay free shipping. And my yarn, I got the 10 skeins for this. I got 10 skeins of purple, and I got 10 skeins of gray up here. 30 skeins of yarn. I didn't have free shipping. I paid for my shipping, and my yarn still came out to, I think, just over $2 per skein. and you can't beat that for cotton yarn that is of better quality. You can't beat that for any yarn that you get. And so I do really like this. Okay, so the last thing that I have, I'm keeping it in this little Ziploc bag because at the time that I needed to put it in a bag to leave the house, I couldn't find one of my little bags. So I put it in a Ziploc bag so it didn't get dirty. So if you are a long-time watcher, you know that I have attempted to make socks for the past year. And I have failed miserably. I made a pair of socks for my husband, and they are okay. But because at the time that I was knitting them, I was twisting my stitches, they don't feel right on his feet. And so they're fails. I mean, unless they get worn as house socks, whatever. And I want to be a sock knitter so bad. I want knitted socks. I bought a pack of the 8-inch circulars from Chiaogu so that I could be a sock knitter. I wanted socks. I love watching knitting podcasts where they talk about the socks that they've knitted, and they're beautiful. I want knitted socks. But I hate doing cuff down socks. I hate it with a passion. And so, less than a week ago, to try toe up socks. I have heard good things about cuff down. I've heard good things about toe up. I dislike cuff down. I don't like it. And I probably will never make another pair that's cuff down. But I watched a video on YouTube on how to do toe up socks, and it's just a basic vanilla toe up sock. There's nothing special to it. And so that is what I tried. Now, bear in mind, this pair that I am working on is my first pair, so they're not perfect. I used the wrong size needle because I don't have another thing, circular needles. I don't like magic loop. Hate it, but that's what she was using, and so that's what I wanted to do. And the only magic loop, the circular needles that I have long enough to do for socks is a size 2, and I needed a size 1. So the gauge is too loose, so they're not going to last as long as I would like them to. But I'm just playing right now, so I'm not worrying about it. I'm playing and I'm enjoying myself. But this is the first sock. It's not finished. She showed how to put in waste yarn. So there is the blue is the waste yarn, and this is the cuff. Or the leg and the cuff. I'm not doing long socks. I'm doing more closer to a shorty sock. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rounds before I did the cuff. And the cuff is, I don't know how many rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 20 rounds total of leg and cuff. So there's not much to it. I did a stretchy bind off because I wanted it to fit on my husband's leg just fine, and I don't know how a regular bind off would do. So I did a stretchy bind off this time. Next time I may go ahead and do a regular one. But I tried it on his foot. There's no heel in it, so it's not going to fit exactly right. But I tried it on his foot, and it seems to be okay. It's too big for my foot, so it should fit his foot. But there's the waist yarn there. And I watched a video today. Today is Monday, April 18th. And I watched a video on how to do an afterthought heel. and it seems simple enough. So after I finish the second one, I'm going to go in and do an afterthought heel in this yarn that I'm working with. As you can see, I am not switching colors for toes or heels. This is all the same yarn. I do like the yarn in the sense of it's so ugly it's cute. I mean, it's the way it is. But he seems to like them, and I'm sure he'll wear them if they fit correctly. And this is my second one. I have put in my waist yarn there, and now I just have to do enough of the leg and cuff, and then I'll be done with this one. Now, what was I going to say about them? Oh, the yarn. I personally don't know what this is. I don't know if it's, is it Peyton's Croy or Patton's Croy? I don't know if that's what this is. There is no label on it. It is something that I have had on my shelf for a very long time, and I can tell you it doesn't necessarily smell like wool, but it has fibers sticking out, and it's got that, it's not crunchy, but it's got more of a toothy feel to it. I'm going to say that there is wool in this. I'm not 100% sure, but from the looks of it, I'm going to say there's wool. Looks and feel of it. I'm going to say there's wool. But like I said, I am using a size 2 needle, and you can see my gauge is not the best. It's loose, so that means that it's going to wear holes into them quickly. But like I said, I'm playing, and I am highly enjoying this. I made this minus the heel. I made this in 3 days, and I got the majority of this sock done the first day, and then finished the rest of it in 2. And the only reason it took me 3 days was because I was procrastinating about how to put the waist yarn in, and so I had to watch the video on that because I've never done it. I will say that if these fit his feet like they should, like the afterthought heel, some people say that the afterthought heel is rough and they don't like it. It doesn't fit their foot correctly. If it fits both of our feet correctly, I think I can call myself a sock knitter, because this is the only thing the past week that I have been working on that I actually enjoy and want to pick up. I can't get myself to work on this shawl. I can't get myself to work on this sweater. I have another whip in here that I'm fixing to show you that I can't get myself to work on. I have a blanket that I've been knitting on that I can't get myself to work on. I have a lot of things. I have a pair of fingerless mitts. I have one done and one not done, and I can't get myself to pick it up because I gotta video it. I can't get myself to do any of it. Why? I don't know. I don't know. And so whenever I started this and realized how much I was enjoying it, I have been taking it for granted. I'm going to knit or crochet on whatever it is that is bringing me joy at the moment. I know there are a lot of things that I need to get done, and they will get done. But if I force myself to work on things that is not bringing me joy, I'm going to burn out, and then I'm not going to want to do anything. And so right now, this is what's bringing me joy, and I'm going to take it for granted. I'm going to work on socks for now, and I will show you my progress on my socks as I go, and I will post pictures on Instagram and show you progress photos and let you know how the afterthought heel works out. If it works out, I will show you how to do it. If you are interested in learning how to do an afterthought heel or any of the process through toe-up socks, if you're interested in any of that, I can make videos on that and show you how to do it. I thought about, because the next project that I'm fixing to show you is color work knitting, and whenever I started it, I was really enjoying it, and then I put it down and haven't picked it up. But I thought about showing you clips on how to do color work in your knitting and keep your floats even, because that's something that I have been trying to do, because before I'm just willy-nilly whatever. But this project here, I'm trying to keep my floats sort of even, and I thought I would show you how I'm doing that. So if that's something you're interested in, I can show you that. Okay, so this yarn is my own hand-dyed yarn. It's been sitting on my shelf for a little while, me trying to figure out what to do with it. And so I got bored and picked it up and just started knitting. I didn't know what it was going to be. I just knit. And I know what it's going to be now. And hopefully have a pattern eventually. But ooh, that looks nice on camera. See up front and close. I am honestly fudging it. I have no pattern, no graph, no nothing that I'm following. I'm doing what looks pretty. So if you notice, there's the 1x1 band in black and red, and then I have my diamonds here that are off-centered, and then I did another 1x1 band to kind of frame it. And now I am working on, I don't have a lot of it done, but I'm working on checkerboard. And I thought that that would look cool. It kind of reminds me of like Alice in Wonderland, Queen of Hearts kind of thing. And I'm actually enjoying this. I just haven't picked it up in the past few days because I started working on the socks. But I thought that that was very, very nice. And I will show you my floats. At the beginning, I was just doing whatever, and then as I got further on, I started actually trying to do my floats right. And so this is what my floats look like. See where the diamonds hit? See, there's a loose one there, and on this side I've got a couple loose ones. But for the majority of it, my floats are looking better. And I thought about doing a video on the process of that. I am by no means a perfect color work knitter, but I have knitted a few color work things, and I have tried to work on my floats, and that's something that people like to see. Why, I don't know, because I personally don't care, but some people like to see floats. And so I thought that I would take you along for that journey whenever I decide to pick it back up. You let me know in the comments section if you are interested in color work and how to do it. So yeah, that is that. The yarn that I am using, like I said, is my own hand-dyed yarn. And this is a semi-solid black. So you can see there's gray spots in it. And then it's blowing out in camera. But it is, I'm going to say, is it maraschino cherries that you put in like Sundays and stuff like that. It's more of that color. And it also is a semi-solid because there's some lighter spots and darker spots in it. It is not a solid. Yeah, so you can see, kind of tell on camera that there's some lighter spots. But that's what that reminds me of. And it is a DK weight, and my needles that I'm using is a size 5, which is a 3.75 millimeter. So nice and dense fabric. And what I had planned on doing was just going round and round until I had enough to attach here and make a cowl, because I see like Andrea Mowry and different people doing that, making tubes and attaching them and creating cowls, and I thought that that would be a nice thing to kind of put around my neck. It is a 100% superwash merino wool, so it would be warm, and it's super soft. I love this yarn. But yeah, that is everything that I have been working on in the past month. Some of it is almost finished, some of it is partially done. Let's go on to shop update. So, April 25th at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, I will have a shop update. I finally found a platform that I like and that I'm willing to work with, and that is called Gumroad. And you will find a link in the description box down below whenever the shop update is live. I will put it in this video, or try to remember to. So right now my goal is to get all of the old hand-dyed yarn that I've done out so that I can bring new in. I don't personally have space in my house to have a bunch of hand-dyed yarn or bare yarn. I have a shelf up there for bare yarn to dye, but I don't personally have enough space to just keep buying bare yarn to dye. I have to get some of the yarn that I've dyed out of the way to bring in new. So what I've done for this shop update and the next couple ones that I do, because I've only put about 1/3 of the yarn that I have in the shop. So there will be probably at least 1, if not 2 more shop updates like this, just different colors. What I've done is I have added stitch markers and I've added yarn to the shop, and I have discounted it as low as I can go and still be able to come out okay. This is my clearance sale shop update. So I have this colorway. Now these two are the same. This is my Angora and Merino blend yarn. These come in 50-gram hanks. And I really like this. My goal was like a sherbet. There's no R at the end, but everybody calls it sherbet. And do the rainbow sherbet. It sounds weird when I say it, but you know what I mean. That was the goal, and that's 250-gram hanks. And then I have one in non-superwash Peruvian Highland wool. Same colorway, different type of yarn. I have 2 in this colorway. I believe this is called Mutation. I don't have any of the names of the colorways listed in the shop. I have them listed as the colors that they are, and what type of material or fiber they are. I think is Mutation. It's not going to say Mutation in the description of it, so you'll have to go by color. This is the next one. Okay, so then we have these. Let's see. I have a few of these. These are purpley pinky blues. You can see here some lighter and darker purples, and we've got some blues variegated in there. These are, again, sport weight, non-superwash Peruvian Highland wool. These are sport weight. This is sport weight. These are sport weight. And these are fingering weight. So then we have these. This is a fall colorway that I did. This is DK weight superwash merino wool. It's 100% super soft. It's the same thing that my red cowl that I'm working on. Super soft, nice and luxurious. I have these, which is an Eastery. There's like a pinky purple in there and different shades of blue. This is sport weight, non-superwash Peruvian Highland wool. Nice. Even with it being non-superwash, it is not toothy. It is still soft. It's not as soft as a superwash, but it is not like hurt your hands toothy. I really, really like this blend that they have here. Okay, so I have these two, which is definitely blowing out on camera. But did I name this one Phoenix? I can't remember what the name of this one was. But this is oranges and reds, and there's some yellow in there a little bit. It's blowing out on camera, but it is a beautiful, beautiful color. This one is the sport weight non-superwash Peruvian Highland wool, and then I have one left in the DK weight superwash merino. So one of these, two of these. If you want yardage and everything, then that will be in the description box of the listing. These are 100 grams. Like I said, the Angora is 50 grams, but the full skeins are 100. I have two of these, which is, see there, you got some deep purple and some different shades of blue. This is my non-superwash Peruvian Highland wool sport weight. Beautiful, beautiful colorway. Last but not least, I have two of these. These are a purpley blue color. They're non-superwash Peruvian Highland wool sport weight. Beautiful, beautiful. And then the stitch markers that I have, trying to keep them organized somewhat. I have these. I can get them to stay right. I have these. The stitch markers that I have, they're stitch markers or progress keepers because they come in or come on light bulb stitch markers here. So you can open them and use them as progress keepers, or you can use them as stitch markers, whichever one. I use them for both. But they come in sets of 4 or sets of 5. So this is a 4 set, and you can see each one of them. The two ones here on the end are the same, and the two middle ones are different. I have these. Each one of these are different. We've got white, off-white, pink, purple, blue, and teal. And this is a set of 5. This is a set of 5. Blue. These are those round faceted beads. Beautiful, beautiful. I have a set of 5 of these. They look like they are wrapped in thread. So these are kind of like a fibery stitch marker. I love them. I think I kept one for myself. But each one of these are different. They all 5 have different styles to them. Now the ones that I just showed you, I have one set of those. I have 3 sets of these. This is a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are light, dainty, light pink ones. Some of them, all of them have the same beads on them. Some of them are placed differently on the stitch marker. And with these, if this video does not show true color or focus the way it needs to, you can look at the listing and see them better. So I have 3 sets of those. I have a set of 5 purpley ones that it looks like there is wire leaves with a purple pearl type bead encased inside. And that's purple. I have 2 sets of those. And I have 2 sets of these. These are the same one as the purple ones, but they are a different color. These are more of a tealy blue. And I can tell that that does not show up on the camera very well. You can look at the listing and find that. That is all that I have in the shop right now. The stitch markers, some have 1 set, some have 2 or 3. If you want any of this, yarn, stitch markers, whatever, you are going to have to grab it quick, because once it's gone, it's gone. I am most likely, I probably won't be recreating these colorways, at least for a while, because I want to bring in new stuff and new techniques. So I will be bringing a whole new color palette in once this is all sold out. So this I have 2 skeins of. This, there's 2 skeins of one and 1 skein of another. So if you want this yarn or these stitch markers, you're going to have to grab them quick before somebody else does, because when they're gone, they're gone. Stitch markers, a lot of these I don't have any more of that bead, and these are old beads because I have been collecting beads and stuff for jewelry making for years, and I make stuff and then I go through spells. You know, when I'm in the mood for making stitch markers, I make a box full, you know. So it comes and goes, and so I have a lot of beads, I have a lot of yarn, and I need to get some of it out so I can bring new in, because I'm ready for a new start. And so that is what I have been working on for the past month or so. I finally got all of this stuff listed in the shop, and all I got to do is put it out for sale. Everything will be linked down in the description box. So, yeah. We will go on to life stuff. If you are not interested in life stuff, I 100% fully understand, and I will see you on the next episode. If you are interested in life stuff, you can go ahead and stick around if you want. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I thought I would talk to you about my Crojo and all of that just disappearing. And like I said, a lot of it has to do with life stuff. Life is not easy, especially when you're an adult. Life is not easy. Nobody promised it to be easy. And something that not only me, but my husband, we've been struggling with is back last year, I talked about it whenever it happened. You can see it in one of the older episodes. We got COVID. I got through it okay, but my husband was down for 3 weeks. And then it took him a while to recover after that. So he was down out of work for almost 3 weeks. And in that 3 weeks, one of our vehicles had messed up, I believe. We had to get a new washer, and we had to get a new heating system or whatever for our house, because at the time when we got COVID, it was getting cold. It was becoming winter. And so you know how much a washer cost. And then we probably spent, $500 between getting the gas and the heater and everything hooked up for the house. Probably $500 for that, which, I mean, is cheaper than a lot, but for us it's expensive. And then after that, he missed a lot of work, so money was tight. After that, our vehicles broke down. Our truck, we have a truck and a car that we use. He has a motorcycle, but we haven't used it in a while. Our truck and our car has broken down probably 3 times each since we got COVID. We have gotten 1 or 2 flat tires. I know twice on the car, at least once on the truck. Our alternator has gone out on our car, and it happened while he was going down the road. Now, 2 weeks ago, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, our daughter was turning 11, and the week before her birthday, we decided to go to St. Louis, Missouri, and go up there to see my husband's sister. We don't have bookstores or anything here in Donovan that is worth a hoot. And she likes to read a specific book series, and we wanted to get her something special. So we took her to St. Louis, Missouri. Well, we left on a Saturday, and the Friday before, Doug took the car to a auto place, mechanics, whatever you want to call it, to get 2 new tires on the back of the car. That was in Poplar Bluff. By the time he got home from that place, all of the brake fluid was out of the car, and he had no brakes. And we put brake fluid in, and we knew that something wasn't right, but we put brake fluid in it, and we went on our merry way. We went to St. Louis and everything, did everything okay, and got back. And then the week after, I believe it was the week after, this is all happened in just this month, the car. And the week after, we were headed to Elsinore for a recovery meeting with a church, because we go to several different churches. My husband is a evangelist or a minister, whatever you want to call it. He likes to go and preach at different places. He gets called to preach at different places. And one church that we go to is Elsinore. And they do a recovery meeting for addicts, and we like to go and support different churches. So we were headed up there to go to that meeting, and on the way up to Elsinore, we got to, is it Malden? I'm not 100%. But we got up there where the Dollar General is, and there was this loud pop on the car, and we lost all of our brakes. Besides the emergency brake. We lost brakes. We couldn't do anything. And so, thank God he was with us. We got into the Dollar General, was able to get the car stopped. And the car had to sit there until Monday. And we've had friends for a little while now. I've known them longer, and then when my husband came into the picture, they pretty much adopted me, because my biological family, not going to get into that, but this family has pretty much adopted me to their family and call me their daughter. And so they're basically mom and dad. And so they lent us their trailer so that we could pick up the car Monday. And he took it to, he works at Gregory Logistics, and they have a shop there. They work on different things, and he's got friends there that will help him if he needs help. And so there's a guy there that took a look at it, and evidently the mechanic's place that he took it to get the tires done screwed everything up in, I guess, the hub, where everything to do with the tire and all that. Because whenever they changed the tires, they said that they had to put new studs in. And when they did, they messed up a lot. And so the first estimate was $1,000 between parts and labor. That's what it was going to cost. That's what the news we got over the weekend. And we're like, that, we can't do that. He tried to talk to the owner of the place in Poplar Bluff, and they denied everything. They wouldn't do anything. They wouldn't even look at the car. This was before we had the accident. And so he's supposed to talk to them today. This is Monday. I highly doubt they're going to do anything. But the first estimate was $1,000. And then he called me today and said it's going to be about $800. And the guy is willing to do it on his personal time for a little bit cheaper, but we still don't have the money for it. And it just seems like one thing after another that just keeps breaking. I know God's got this. I have no doubt. But life isn't easy. I mean, it's just the way it is. So my knitting mojo, my Crojo, whatever you want to call it, has just been completely depleted. I work on things here and there. And so the reason why I bring this up, because I know I'm not the only one struggling. There are so many people out there that are struggling worse than I am. And I'm grateful that God has his hands over us and he takes care of us. I mean, be it as it may, everything that's going on, we are still okay. Yes, life is a struggle. We are struggling, but we are okay. And so, reason I wanted to talk about it was the little joys. You know, I may not feel like working on my bigger projects. My sweater, my shawl, my scarf. I may not feel like working on that. And that's okay. If your Crojo is depleted, your knitting mojo is depleted, there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to not work on things for a little while. It's okay to just be. If you go without working on stuff for a day, 2 days, a week, whatever, it's okay. But the important part is that you take care of yourself. Me, I need my crochet and my knitting. I need it. Because before God took my anxiety away, I always said that I was born with severe anxiety. And I learned to crochet at one of the hardest times of my life. And crochet is what got me through that, because all of the stress and the hard time that I was having, I could pick up my crochet and my worries and the world would disappear. That's what kept me sane. So now I don't have my anxiety problems like I did, but I still need my crochet and my knitting, because even though I don't have my anxiety like I do, I am still very, very introverted. And when I go out into public places, and it makes me nervous because I'm not used to being around that many people, I need my crochet and my knitting to help keep me calm. And so I need it. So what I do is, whenever I have my Crojo or knitting Mojo, whatever you want to call it, depleted, I work on the small things and have the small wins. These socks, I have been working on these for the past few days. I am finding so much joy in just a pair of socks. This is, for me, even though this is small, this is a big win for me. And if this is what keeps me going, knitting and crochet and crafting wise, then I'll knit a pair of socks. There's nothing wrong with that. If you are having problems with your knitting Mojo, your Crojo, or whatever, work on a hat. Work on as simple as a granny square. Work on something that just keeps you going, keeps your hands moving, and gives you that satisfaction of completing something. Working on the small things and having that small completion brings satisfaction, and it gives you your mojo back. Or it does me. And so that is something I've been working on, trying to build back up, because I'm depleted, and that's okay. I am okay with it. I have to be okay with it, because stressing over not being in the mood for knitting and crochet does not bring that mojo back. It doesn't help it. It just makes it worse. So you have to find a place in you that you're okay with not working on it for just a little while, and just kind of building yourself back up. And so, other life news, this weekend was Easter. Happy late Easter. And we had the boys. Kayla dropped them off Friday evening, and we had them until Sunday evening. And so we got to spend the weekend with 3 rowdy boys and Jody, and then one of Jody's friends. Jody's friend was there Friday till Saturday morning. So we had 5 rowdy kids in the house, and it was awesome. It was a joy to have all of the kids. I think Doug took a couple pictures Sunday. I was going to video so that I could put a little clip here and take pictures and stuff, and I got swept up in the moment and was enjoying watching the kids do their Easter egg hunt, and just enjoying my day. And so I don't have much to show you on that, but we did have fun, and that's what's important. So that was what else went on this weekend. What else has happened? I don't think anything else has happened besides Jody's birthday, which was, I believe, the 8th. And so that wasn't this weekend, but it was this month. And so, I think that's it. One of our chickens got loose, and the neighbor's dogs ate it. That was sad. We had tornado watches. They actually touched down at my hometown, which was Hoxie and Want Ridge. I heard that 2 of them touched down there. I don't know. We didn't have any tornadoes here, but we had tornado warnings. So, but yeah. We've had a lot of bad weather lately, but nothing that has harmed us or the house, really, besides the siding trying to come off. I mean, just really strong wind gusts and a lot of rain. So, the weather is going up and down, being decent to cold. But other than that, we're doing okay. Life is fine. Husband is rotten as always, but amazing. I couldn't have asked for a better man. He is the best husband I could have ever had. And I'm grateful to have him in my life. Don't know what I'd do without him. But, yeah. Tossing the yarn back in the bucket so that it stays clean. So, but yeah. That is everything that I have to show you. And I will talk to you another day.